So, dad got a girl my age pregnant and got his karma. I'm Emma, 24. My dad, 49, mom, 43. So, in my high school year, my parents had problems, but they stuck together. Now, in the beginning of the year, mom called me to come by the house. She explained that dad and her getting a divorce cause she found out that he's cheating on her with Mrs. Smith from down the street. She also said she's suspecting there to be another woman who is much younger, but she couldn't get the evidence. Now I'm obviously upset cause mom and dad are getting a divorce and he is in a relationship with Mrs. Smith, who is like an aunt to me. I make peace with it and move on. Sometime in April, dad proposes to Mrs. Smith and they plan to get married in September. I kinda have mixed feelings about it, but I suck it up and help where I can. I just thought he's still my dad. So, whatever. Karma will find him. Now Mrs. Smith has a daughter around my age. Let's call her Alex. She was my childhood friend and would spend nights at my place when her parents were having problems. She was like a sister. She eventually left to stay with her dad once her parents got a divorce. She would occasionally come home, mostly if her mom was out of town. I remember seeing her in January of this year. Remember this? It's important for later. Now, obviously Alex needs to come home since her mom is getting married. To my surprise, she was pregnant. We tried asking who the baby daddy is, but she would always shut down the question or avoid it. Strange, but okay, I won't dig. Fast forward to wedding day, and everyone is looking pretty. My mom got an invite. She didn't show up cause she's with her new boo on vacation. I'm there to get tea for mom and be a somewhat supportive daughter. Internally, I spit on this wedding and spit on his bird poo-looking suit. Now comes the golden time of the wedding. Does anyone have a reason for these two people to not get married? Alex stands up and says, I do. Everyone turns around and is like, what? Why? Alex walks up with the baby and says to my dad, you need to pay child support. And here is the DNA test. If you refuse, I'll drag you to court. Mrs. Smith fainted on the spot. The wedding was a mess. I rushed to Alex to find out what exactly happened. Like, did you not know my dad was dating your mom? Turns out when she came to the house in Jan, she thought that my dad and her mom were just close friends. He once found her drinking and he decided to join her. One thing led to another. In her defense, she has a thing for older men, so that didn't surprise me. What was disgusting was she knew that was my dad. So, girl, that's nasty, keep your panties on. But that solved the mystery of who the younger woman was, and dad got his karma. Side note, Mrs. Smith was out of town for 1 week in January. Dad couldn't wait for 1 week.